My name is Shani Shih. I have been an artist for most of the past decade, but more professionally doing murals in the last 5 years. I think multiple things inspired my concept. Of course, the movement for Black Lives and this uprising that we just experienced. It was this huge moment of reckoning, I think, with our individual roles in this larger system of violence that impacts our communities and the way we relate to each other and the way we're able to live in our society. And also with the institutions that we interact with, that we work for, that we benefit from. And so I think what inspired me to create my design, so I did 2 panels. The first one was of 2 hands joined in a pinky promise, and the second one was a letter-based design that says "All power to the people." And so I think the first one really inspired me to see a lot of communities coming together to support Black voices in this uprising, and also kind of uplifting the ways that the system harms us all, and that we are responsible for taking care of each other and uplifting each other through this time. And particularly since the mural was in Chinatown, I thought it made sense that it being a traditionally Chinese and Black neighborhood that has been deeply gentrified, like most other areas in the city, that I kind of shine a light on that experience, and show these 2 hands representing 2 communities with Chinese and English letters in the background, just showing kind of sticking together in a common, shared experience against displacement, against racism in our society. Yeah. And then the second part, "All power to the people," of course, is honoring the legacy of the Black Power movement and the Black Panther Party, and that slogan is used to kind of push lift up the idea that our system that is in place, it is a system where our health and our security and our rights, as a collective whole in the society, are determined by a very few, and that we have a system that divides us into the haves and have-nots, and that the only way that we are able to kind of support each other and garner change is to kind of come together. So I think public art can have a lot of a huge impact on our communities. When for a lot of folks, there are huge barriers to being heard, economic, social barriers, and having a piece of art in a highly visible spot in a neighborhood, it can bring huge visibility, give huge voice to folks who may be voiceless for whatever reason. I think it can also just greatly transform the energy of a place that folks call home. And so, in communities that have seen a lot of loss and seen a lot of disempowerment, to have a beautiful piece of work that speaks to people's stories and speaks to people's experiences can really, I think, change how folks feel. And it is also really awesome to see when murals, when youth can participate, when people can really see themselves in the piece. Yeah, I think it has a lasting legacy.